From the shelves to the banks, perishable food items at Dominion stores being donated, VOCM. Exxon booted from Dow Industrials in major embrace of tech, Yahoo Canada Finance. Employees test positive for COVID-19 at Shoppers Drug Mart, Wholesale Club, Vancouver is awesome. Pear-picking real estate agent caught on video taking bags of fruit from backyard during showing, cbc.ca. Zoom glitches, briefly grinding U.S. schools to a halt, CP24 Toronto's breaking news. Maple leaf workers frustrated, want plant to be closed for 2 weeks, CTV News Winnipeg. Conference board thinks pandemic's impact on economy will be twice as bad as initial forecasts, Financial Post. Coronavirus COVID-19 update. Daily Roundup August 24, 2020 FDA.gov. CTV News, CTV News Winnipeg. CTV News Winnipeg. The average stock market return over the past 10 years, Business Insight.